Welcome to Ferry TV. It is the week of September 23rd. Excuse the mess on the desk, but I've been sitting here working in the studio, and I thought it was time for us to share some ideas again, as we always do. As you probably recall, we're trying to set it up where September, October, November, December are the best 4 months of your entire career. I believe you can do it. I don't know if you believe it yet, but I know if we keep talking, you keep listening, you keep learning, you can do it also. I've also decided that probably once a month on Ferry TV, I'm going to share some of these what we call top 10 lists. And these top 10 lists are information that people that attended the retreat took out of that retreat and are using in their day-to-day life. This top 10 list is from a great guy named David Ernst. David is a great agent, a great client of ours. And he said, Mike, here's my top 10 list. Here's what I learned at the Superstar Retreat. Number one, you have to be an authority on the marketplace. You have to understand market stats, pricing, and values. I can't stress that enough to you, becoming an authority in the marketplace. How do you become an authority? You study what's for sale. You study what is selling. You study neighborhoods. You study prices, as he said. You study days on market, what types of properties are selling now. Becoming an authority lets you walk into a listing with confidence. Folks, you're dealing with an authority. You don't want a pilot that's not an authority. You don't want a doctor that's not an authority. You certainly don't want an attorney that's not an authority. Number two from David's list, raise your goal 20% a year in relationship to your income. In 5 years, you'll have doubled your income. So David says, one thing that I got very clear after that Superstar Retreat, every year a 20% increase. So if you made 50,000, 20% is 10. Next year the goal is 60,000. If you made 100,000, okay, 20% is 20. The goal is 120. Where it becomes exciting, you made 400,000, 20% is 80,000. Every year, add 20%. Third, if a seller hires you to sell their home, for goodness sakes, do whatever it takes to sell it. You know, I can't tell you how often I stressed that during our 4-day retreat. And if you were there, you recall, I said, your job is to get the home sold, to do whatever it takes to get the home sold. Then number four, learn quickly the seller's net bottom line sales price. Okay, you're going to list your home for sale. You're going to overprice it, aren't you? Tell the truth. Why? Because your home is better than your neighbor's homes. Now, does that sound like most of the sellers you deal with? And the answer is 100% yes. But every seller has a net bottom line sales price they will accept. Part of our job in listing a home is to work to find that net bottom line sales price as quickly as we possibly can. Number five, stay with the business during the listing presentation. Now listen to what he said. Stay with the business during the presentation, or in essence, ... Don't allow yourself to get distracted. When you walk in on a listing, leave your cell phone in the car, or when you walk in, turn it off. Have an organized series of products and services you're going to present. Have your paperwork in order. Don't be flustered. I mean, if one of the children runs by, don't go, oh, God, you got a cute kid. Stay on the presentation. Don't allow distractions to get in your way. And then number six, David learned, confront people with the questions you ask. It's so interesting. You've heard me talk about this in the past. People think confrontation is being angry. People think confrontation is getting in their face. People think confrontation is a fight. Confrontation is a learning experience. You're learning more about them because you're going to ask questions which cause them to think, cause them to contemplate, cause them to respond. Look at all the Ferry scripts. All they are is questions. Number seven, spend more time practicing scripts, more time closing, and more time practicing handling objections. I've been saying this for 45 years. Okay, professionals practice, amateurs do not. If you live in a city that has a good high school football or baseball team, or you're in a college town where they have football, baseball, basketball, etc., or you're in a town that has a professional football, baseball, basketball, or you watch professional tennis or golf, These people's lives are committed to practice. And then I say to people in real estate, practice the scripts 20, 30, 40 minutes a day. Oh, I can't do that. I don't have time. And you don't understand who I am. And that doesn't work for me. Folks, do you want a pilot that hasn't practiced every detail of how to make that plane fly? Do you want a surgeon operating on you that hasn't practiced and prepared to the point that it doesn't matter what happens during the surgery, you're going to live a healthy life? Do you want an attorney that is in court that hasn't prepared for the objections from the defense counsel and or the crazy answers that come off that platform? Practice, okay? And then number 8, David said, we have to become professional presenters. He said, if you become a world-class presenter, you'll have more opportunities on the phone and more opportunities to present. A listing presentation, and we talked about this for 4 days, is really nothing more than a professional presentation. An entertainer, a singer, a dancer, they are presenting off the stage. Your job is to be as good as a professional presenter is in any other profession. That is done through good scripts, good dialogues, good coaching, good accountability, good confrontation, and a lot of practice. Number 9, you must learn to understand who is motivated, why they're motivated, and how to find out if they are motivated. And that's only done through pre-qualifying and asking a lot of questions. Pre-qualifying and asking questions. And number 10 on his list, you must understand and operate an effective lead follow-up system. There's more business lost because of a lack of lead follow-up than anything else that takes place in real estate. So every 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to take one of the probably 500 great lists I have from agents that attended the retreat, and David is working on those 10 for himself. What are you working on this week? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to do? What skills are you trying to perfect? Or are you complacent because you had a deal last month with an $8,000 commission check? Think and Grow Rich is one of the best books ever written by Napoleon Hill. Think and grow rich. You don't grow rich unless you think. Think about what you're doing in the last part of September. Think about how to make October, November, December your best months of your life, and we will talk to you again next week. Thanks for today.